Hi, this is Roger or Splish, and today I can finally share my 40K Warhammer Space Marine 2 review, thoughts, and impressions with you. I've been a bit late to the party, but I'm now several hours into the game, both when it comes to the campaign, co-op, and also the PvP, so let's get into it. Now, Space Marine 2 has 6 main story missions and 6 total operation missions. In the main story missions or campaign, you play as Lieutenant Titus right after the events of the first opus. You will fight alongside Cherian and Gadriel, who is Titus' brothers in arms and battle. You'll come across and fight literally swarms of Tyranids and Chaos, thanks to the Saber interactive Snowdrop engine that also made it possible to fight hordes of zombies in World War C, a game that I did play as well. The visuals are good in Space Marine 2, and the animations when you counter, for example, an attack of a Tyranid just to bash him into the ground a second later looks great and also feels very satisfying and rewarding, and so does the shooter action in the game. The combination of firearms and close combat melee action in Space Marine 2 is great, and some of the combos between the two looks really cool, especially when you're in the middle of a horde taking on multiple enemies. There are 4 difficulty levels to choose from in the main story missions. They are easy, normal, veteran, and angel of death. So there's definitely options for most players depending on your skill and experience level. I've been playing on veteran with friends, which definitely gives you a challenge from time to time, since your health might go down faster than you think in some situations, and you might be far away from being able to pick up a stim on the map, or maybe you're running out of ammo as well. I like that, since you then have to be a bit more cautious and a bit more tactical, getting help from your teammates, for example, if you're getting downed. Each time you complete the story mission, you will unlock an operation mission, which offers a different perspective from your main playthrough. The difficulty settings here are called minimal, average, substantial, ruthless, and lethal. This is also where all of that weapon and Astartes progression and customization comes into play. And here you can also choose different classes when playing Operation, something you'll also get used to if you also choose to play the PvP that we'll get into in a minute. If you're one of those guys that do enjoy to level up your weapons and put some time into customization, there's definitely quite some to do here as well in Space Marine 2. You can level up your weapons by using them in co-op or PvP, and the more you use a certain weapon in a mission, the more XP you'll gain. There are 4 upgrade tiers in Space Marine 2, which are called Standard, Mastercrafted, Artificer, and Relic. In order to upgrade your weapons from one tier to the next, you must earn a specific amount of XP and a specific type of armory data. There's also unlockable variants of the same weapon, and you can unlock variants by spending a certain amount of requisition points. These variants also have a separate XP bar, which is being filled when playing co-op and PvP modes. And when the XP bar is filled, you'll gain a master point, which can be spent in the perk tree in order to unlock perks for your weapons. A good thing here is the fact that the weapon upgrades are class independent, which means that when a weapon is upgraded, they're also available to all classes that are using that weapon. And that saves you some time for sure. In Space Marine 2, you unlock perks by spending mastery points. And similar to weapon tiers, the perk tree features a tier-based unlock system, and these tiers correspond to your weapon's upgrade level. When you continue to upgrade your weapons to higher tiers, you will then unlock corresponding tiers in the perk tree. The perk tree also follows a unique progression system indicated by the lines that connects one perk to another. A good thing here is that you can always reset and reassign the perks if you choose to do so. There are both passive and active perks, so the difference is that you can deactivate active perks if you don't want to use them. And the active perks have a hexagonal design and passive perks have square shapes. There's a lot of customization options when it comes to your actual Space Marine in the game. You can change parts of the armor or the whole set, change colors and emblems, etc. Be aware though that you can only change colors and not the whole set when it comes to the Chaos side in Space Marine 2. Not sure if they will change that in the future, I hope so. The customization becomes available after you complete the prologue and Skyfire campaign mission, which is called Operation 1, if you will. You can unlock armor by completing operations, which means that these armors will also be available in Internal War, which is the PvP in Space Marine 2. You'll have 4 custom armor slots that can be used to assemble custom armor sets for a particular class. So go on and change the helmet, pauldrons, breastplate, war gear, gauntlets and greaves. You can swap the individual parts of your armor to create a unique look for your marine. You can also choose to remove the helmet if that's what you like, if you prefer it. But it doesn't stop here. If you want to go further and further into the customization, that is, you need to get into the Astartes chapters. And here you'll find a suite of armor options and deeper customization. Yes, you'll find an arsenal of predefined armor sets, and you can create these how you want them by mixing and matching different armor pieces, but also paint the armor with colors of your liking and apply some nice custom details. And as you probably understood by now, if you come this far in the video, there's quite a lot to do and learn when it comes to both weapons and armor. But I feel it's quite intuitively designed, meaning not that hard to grasp and understand. As mentioned earlier, there's a PvP as well in Space Marine 2. And it plays better than you might think. At least that's what I experienced when getting into the PvP for the first time, not having so high expectations at all. The PvP mode consists of a team-based 6v6 player, and you're able to choose between 6 different classes such as Tactical, Bulwark, Heavy, Vanguard, Sniper and Assault. They all have their different abilities such as a grapple hook, a banner that restore ally armor, just to mention a few. It's a very team-based and straightforward shooter action, I would say, something I like and enjoy. It gives a bit of an old-school feel to it. There are currently 3 game modes available in the PvP. Annihilation, which is basically team deathmatch, Seize Ground, which plays like domination, and Capture and Control, which is basically King of the Hill. Overall, the PvP is a fun experience, especially when you play with friends, with no SBMM, meaning skill-based matchmaking, so the team balance might differ some, but it adds to the player and social value overall in a game that I have been looking forward to play for quite some time, meaning Space Marine 2. I've now almost finished both the main story missions and the operations, meaning side story missions as well. So I feel confident to say that Space Marine 2 is well worth the $60 for the standard edition of the game, at least according to Steam. Be aware though that the game is quite CPU heavy, so make sure to check out the requirements before buying Space Marine 2. As you can hear, I have mainly positive things to say about the game, since it's quite wholesome, if you will. And the only negative experiences I've had are 1 or 2 crashes and some bugs. For example, when I played with friends and we weren't able to pick up stims on the map at a very tough area, and we were getting shot through the containers or boxes that were supposed to give us cover, which they partly didn't. So we had to lower the difficulty level and reload that part of the actual level in order to work around and finish it. With that said, I hope that developers continue to patch and update the game. If you come this far, I want to say thanks for watching, and with that, my friends, I wish you also a great day. Over and out.